Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today is going to be a rather short one on the Golden Age animation films from Walt Disney Studios. Sean Chandler has done some ranking videos on these different eras of Disney animations, and I thought it'd be fun to go through the eras myself and just give some brief thoughts. There are only 5 films in the Golden Age era, however, I'm only going to rank 4 of them. As fun and fantastical as Fantasia can be, I'm not going to include it as it doesn't have that coherent narrative that follows a certain set of characters. It's more of a show of spectacle and music, and while it's fun and that's perfectly fine to do, I don't think it would be a fair comparison with the others. So if you enjoyed this short video, let me know down in the comments below along with your ranking of the Golden Age films. I love Disney animation and I think this could be a fun series of videos to do whenever I have some spare time. Starting at the bottom at number 4 is Dumbo. Now, I loved Dumbo as a kid. You could not get me off of the Dumbo ride at Disneyland. And I love the theme of being able to be bigger than you think you are and using what others might see as odd as your advantage. We're all unique people, and Dumbo reminds us that we shouldn't put ourselves in a box. However, after rewatching it, the movie clearly lacks focus. It felt more like a series of shorts featuring the same character rather than a well-paced feature-length film. It's kind of all over the place. It's sad in the beginning, as most Disney films in this era are. It has a weird acid trip scene, and then it just kind of ends. I haven't seen the live-action remake yet, though I did see some mixed reviews for it. I feel the animation was a good stepping stone for a better feature-length film, but they definitely would have needed to add some major character arcs and a more ambitious plot for it to have warranted a live-action remake, in my opinion. So if you've seen both Dumbo films, let me know down in the comments below which one you prefer. Dumbo is not the worst animation, and it actually has some pretty fun musical scenes, but as for the Golden Age of Disney, I think the others gave us something better. Now at number 3, I have Bambi. Another animal-centered film, Bambi is notorious for being adorable and sad. That poor deer went through so much. The film is technically brilliant and beautifully done, but somewhat similarly to Dumbo, it kind of just shows us a series of sequences that show a baby animal learning about life. With Dumbo, we learn how cruel some people can be about what deviates us from the norm. Bambi teaches us about nature and the seasons, and it's a great kids film for that. Thumper is genuinely funny, and Bambi is always fun to watch as he learns. And then about 40 minutes into the film, we get this terribly sad scene of Bambi's mom dying in the dead of winter by a hunter. And then we fast forward in time to find an older Bambi fall for a girl, fight for said girl, run with the girl from a fire in the woods, and then fall down a waterfall until we see him in the future with babies of their own, letting us know what horrors lie ahead for these sweet baby deer. In the end, I'm just not sure what warranted this type of film. It's too sad and scary at times for me to think that it's made for children, but the first 40 minutes seem like a watered-down National Geographic special about deer and bunnies and skunks. However, I was way more invested with this one than with the randomness of Dumbo. At number 2, we have Disney's first feature-length animation, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I recently sat down and watched this one, and I was blown away by how good I forgot this film was. Whenever we think about it, we mainly think about the evil queen and her poisonous apple, and the 7 dwarves singing hi-ho. And while those are the most memorable moments, at least for me, this film does a great job with everything else. They really make sure that all 7 dwarves each have their own unique personalities, and the queen comes off as this menacing and powerful villain. The film also does an amazing job at establishing our protagonist with an I Want song in the beginning, her being pulled out of her comfort zone and into trouble, and then being protected by the creatures and dwarves she befriended until she's ultimately brought out of her coma through true love's kiss. This film is just so inventive for the tropes that it established, and its animation is a staple for its time. Another thing I love about these early Disney films is that while they do provide us with these adorable and child-friendly characters and stories, they never shy away from the dark themes that our world still has. Which leads me to number 1, Pinocchio. Based on the Italian children's book The Adventures of Pinocchio by Carlo Collodi, Disney's Pinocchio is notorious for bringing to life the dark themes with this puppet brought to life story. The movie itself was a huge achievement in the area of effects animation for giving realistic movements to cars and other machinery, as well as rain, lightning, smoke, shadows, and bodies of water. I remember watching this and seeing him go underwater and honestly being truly amazed by how well this film still holds up today. And when the giant whale Monstro shows up, the film somehow finds a way to further elevate these effects. It's truly remarkable. Now again, what is consistent with these Golden Age films, Pinocchio is really dark for a kid's film. I mean, it's about a puppet who comes to life and teaches us not to lie, which is a great lesson for kids. But this film is also filled with child slavery, children being cursed and turned into donkeys, and then our beloved protagonist being swallowed by a whale. And the execution behind it all doesn't really lighten it up. It really keeps these story elements ominous. But as you know, I love the dark and horrific themes as much as I love animation. I loved this one growing up, and it's still gotta be my favorite in the era. Well, that's my ranking for the Golden Age Disney animations. Don't forget to like the video and let me know what your ranking looks like down in the comments below. Also, if you want to be more involved with what kind of content I put out on this channel, don't forget to check out that discussion tab every now and then. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time.